Hi everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning from wherever you're calling in from. I give a few minutes for some people to join in. So now we're just gonna be looking at the weekly analysis. If you guys would agree with me, the past few weeks have just been a really good week forex wise. So we anticipate and expect a better week as we approach this new week already. I see the market has opened gaps in some of the pairs, and hopefully that would bring good profit to some people that are still um, um, that still have a position open in the market. So, yep, just to start off, look at the chart. As you can see my screen, you can see we have a number of news releases from Monday to Friday, a number of GBP news releases. With the Brexit thing happening, I think we'll probably see a lot of volatility in the market, which is what we need to push the market forward. Anyway, so we have this ECB press conference on Thursday as well. Some of the good news. We have the Brexit vote, which is a key um, event that's going to happen on Tuesday. So, so I'm not sure what the market is going to do, but I wouldn't want to be on the wrong side of the trade when this happens. And so just look out as your trades in or take them out, whichever works for you, and just watch what happens. And then at the end of the day, whatever the market brings is whether reward or loss, it's all lens. Remember what I always say, it's a long-term investment. So what you want to do at this short time is to ensure that you get as much education as possible. So straight up, just gonna take you straight to the charts. Let's see what we have for the week. I'm gonna try and just make this as short as possible. Most of the other charts, I'm probably gonna send them to the platform, so this is not so long. USD card, and like I always say, I try to look for the high probability trades first, and if there are other things to look at, then we would give it a look at. Just looking at here, you can see this rejection on the bottom, although we have one at the top as well, but it's much more greater at the bottom. So that may mean that prices we are back to that channel that we were trading from. So you can already see that what's it called, that is it a fractal move? Is it? I don't remember the name they call this. You see the lower low here. I mean the low, these two kind of, you see this kind of move, that's pretty much telling you that price is has a setup to move to the upside. um, so basically, maybe this may actually go all the way back to the top before the rejection. But don't forget this resistance here, so it may just turn back at that point. But long term, we're really expecting this thing to come all the way back down. This is it, because you guys see that double top, see that massive rejection. So we're expecting this to come all the way back to the bottom here. If we can get it coming down, even if it starts from here down to this level, possibly to this level, that's over 700 pips. So that's what we're expecting for this pair long term. But for now, I don't think I'm going to touch it. I'll just be on this side line and watch this. I'll probably keep an eye on some other ones. As you can see, this is what is currently happening. Signs of a double bottom at this point. For some people that want to trade that, so it means what may happen here is for you to see price come back to this point to retest that, and then shoot up to that level if this indeed is a valid double bottom. But as you can see, it's the bullish momentum. You know how we trade. That's a better bullish engulfing can do. What we need now is just for a pullback. You might say this is that pullback had already occurred, this one here. So yep, so may see that move continue to the upside based on that price action. So that's USD card. But I'm gonna keep that on. And whatever happens, I'm gonna give you updates on that. So one pair I'm really looking at for was this one. Remember, we're seeing that cup of cocoa at this level, which really played out and all the way came all the way down to the bottom. Now, I'm still very bullish on this. My outlook on the long time is for this to go bullish. But remember what I said, that If that upside fails, then price is just going to get to this level and then drop. Who knows? Probably that's what we're seeing right now. Why? Because of that channel. Look at that channel. Hit, drop, hit, drop, hit, drop. So maybe that's what's happening again. So price is probably trying to come back down to the bottom. If that happens, then we are still on the right side. But if it breaks above that, this is my level here for further drop to the downside based on that pattern. But right now, to trade this downside, see that massive rejection on the upside. Drop down to your 1 hour. In fact, let me use the other one. Look at that. Look at what we're seeing. See, price got to that level, was there in 2018 June. So that's a major level there. Came back then. What did you see? A drop through a rejection candle. Two rejection candles anywhere, and it's dropping. So now, if you remember that trade we had a long time ago, that move, and then that inverted head and shoulder, and then remember what I say about inverted head and shoulder, they are reversal patterns. So that impulse to the downside through an inverted head and shoulder, and then continue to the upside. So this, as I can see, if you ask me, I would say this may just be doing this, just to, well, it's already done, that's already come down. Possibly maybe this is what this is trying to do now. Maybe this is trying to go up, probably continuing that impulse, that bullish impulse to the upside. So let's just see how that goes. Don't forget that we are also still watching that level on the other side. If that bullish impulse works, this is what level we're still watching. But on the short term, if that doesn't happen, that upside doesn't give us that, this is what we're looking for. Now, if you can see it, you can see the opportunities that this particular trade gives us. Very good opportunities, because it offers a very good risk to reward ratio at this point. So if I get a break below that level and a retest of that level, this is where I'm coming to. Nothing is holding me back to the left there. And how many pips is that going to give me? All the way from here down here, it's going to give me a whooping 160 pips, And if this returns to the top, gives me 130 pips. So as you can see, either way, we still have winnings to look out for. So what you would look out for here is would be probably a bullish engulfing candle, a pullback and a trade to the upside, or maybe like a descending wedge. You know how we do it, descending wedge, or any other simple pattern. Could be something like this. It could be anything. That's if you're anticipating that it's going to go up, then this is probably one of the things you can look for, is a descending wedge, meaning that this is going to shoot out to the upside. Or you look for a bullish engulfing candle. This may just come back and close this gap totally, and then before continue to the upside. The ideology of gap closing, some people believe in it and some don't. And the truth is, it doesn't always happen. The fact that the market gapped doesn't mean it's going to always close that gap. Sometimes it doesn't come back to close it. But don't marry your analysis. Trade with the trend. Trade with the ride with the what do you call it, with the tide. If it moves, if it changes, change with it. Right. So right now, look for either a simple pattern. Don't worry, guys. You know how we do it. If I find something setting up, I'm definitely gonna post that on the platform. But you also be on the lookout to see what may happen here. So what you're looking for is either a descending wedge, some form of a flat pattern, some form of a double bottom, whatever it is that pushes the market to the upside. But if it breaks that level, maybe probably an ascending wedge, flag, or descending triangle, whatever it is, or even a mnemonic pattern, just to push the market back to the downside. But these two levels, either to the upside, to the downside, offers a very good risk to reward ratio. Another one is this one. You can see it's in that what's it called now, descending wedge that I was talking about. Price impulse, then have that move, hit drop. So, and it's already broken out of it. So I'm expecting this because of that breakout. See that rejection brought it down, created another, is it a fractal? I keep forgetting the name of this move here. Then if that happens, what are you expecting? So breakout, a retest, possibly this may shoot up back just to complete that pattern. Descending wedge. Let me see. Would that show? Yeah, that would be probably that would be the TP level. Yep, and if it goes beyond that, that's your level. It goes beyond that. But if for some reason that upside doesn't play out, of course, you can see there are two rejections on both sides, so it's difficult to say. So if that doesn't play out and price decides to come back down, of course, you know where we're going to. The next level is the next key level that we can see there already. Break below that trend line, break back into that trend line, and then broke below that support level, and then a retest, and then yeah, this is your level right here. That's your level right there. Let me see. You can see how that pattern played out well. Perfect hit and then to the moon. So this would be a total of just 80 pips, 90 pips. It's good enough. Yeah, so be on the lookout for that one. Another good one is GBP NZD. You can already see we marked this a few weeks ago. Yep, if it breaks above, retest takes us to the moon. It breaks below and retest takes us there, which is exactly what we saw. I think I even looked at it on this one. So we saw that move, brought it down, test and drop. Some of us saw, yeah, you were here when I created that analysis, and that's played out. And we said if it breaks below here, it needs to retest and drop. That's which is what is happening right now. So we're seeing that retest. Now, so this is a very good trade. In fact, it offers a very good risk to reward ratio, because if you were supposed, if you were to take this trade right now, and you decide, okay, I'm going to put my stop loss somewhere around here, so tight anyway, that will probably be 60 pips, and then to make how much, see where the next level is. See where the next level is. So let's assume we took a trade from somewhere around here. Just say here. It's like it's 1,000 plus pips. Now, because why there's nothing here that is holding it back, the next support level will be here. I'm sure the market makers will not want to give you all of that freely. You would fight for it. Probably might take you a few weeks or more, even 2 months or three, just to get that 1,000 pips. But yeah, just the important thing is to get a good entry and a good risk to reward. But just look at it, look how sweet it is at this level, break, retest. So they might decide to push it up just to clear out all the stop losses before continuing to the downside. But you can see a perfect breakout here, retest. If you miss this and the price goes all the way back to the top, it's not like you did not analyze it properly. You did your analysis, followed the rules. It's just, yep, it just didn't play out. Then you just need to look for a reanalysis, another trade to look out for. Now, this one messed up a bit. We saw that massive impulse to the downside. Like I said, every Tom, Dick, and Harry was really expecting this thing to break to the upside. It really did break to the upside, broke out, retested, and then jumped. Then came back down again and just kept doing that. And yeah, at the end of the day, came back down. Right now, you can see this is where it is. This is the level I expect price to come back to, test it, and then jump to the upside. You can see a number of things that played out here. You can see the double bottom here. You can see the inverted head and shoulder. See the neckline for the double bottom, neckline for the inverted head and shoulder. See the left shoulder. So is that left shoulder that we're trying to take advantage of? Come back to that left shoulder, and we can take our trade back to the top. Sorry, what am I saying? This is the shoulder anyway. But this level, this would be an early entry if you can catch it all the way from here. It's a massive win. All the way from here back to the top here. That's 300 pips. Yeah, because this is the main, for the main trading, this is your level right here. This is where you should get your trades from. Break above, retest. If you are taking this, I know some people have taken this trade and they probably have lost it, because this is a break above, retest, and then they took that trade there. Yeah, doesn't mean they didn't get the right entry. They did, but yeah, price is price. So if you take it, if you get an entry from there, that's 170, oh sorry, 190. So it means you have to wait for price to go all the way back up. But this is a very good risk to reward ratio if you get an entry at this point, because this would be your risk. If you pick an entry here, you know, maybe you might even want to put two sell limits, buy limits, one here, and then probably your stop loss would be somewhere around here. I don't know, somewhere around here. But let's just say if I decide to take my own entry somewhere here, that would be about 10 pips stop loss. And then, or if you decide to take your one from here, that would be about 20 pips stop loss. See how perfect that is, and how many pips are you looking to win if this one goes your way? Taking a trade from here. Okay, okay, we said 300, didn't we? Yeah, let me see again. About 300. Yeah, about 360 pips. Yep. Oh, so that one, the next one is Euro NZD. Same thing. Can see a break out of that channel. You know, some of us that took this trade, we had a good time with this run. All the way back down here, we most of us entered all the way from here and took it down here. So we see that break, retest, and then it kept dropping. Right now it's broken it, retested that level, that channel that it broke out of, consolidation it broke out of. So my bias is for this to continue to the downside after that break and retest, you know, continue to the downside. So yep, this is what I marked a few weeks back, and then that broke out, retested, and then came down, but it didn't come all the way down. So maybe that's what it's trying to do again. So that's how much? 300 pips, 380, 390 pips. So, but if we see a break above, we don't see that downside, then it means can already see rejection there, which is, but that doesn't mean price is going to keep coming down. There's no clear indication that it's going to keep coming down. Anything can happen. Rejection is just one analysis. You need other things, parameters to confirm to you that it's going to keep coming down. So right now, this is what may happen, maybe to that level or to that level. So if I get an entry from here, stop loss somewhere around here, then this would be my win, 200. Or if you're being conservative, your win would be here as 170. Not so bad. So, but you can just trade one, just watch one of these pairs and just keep following it. I think the last one I'm going to look at is this one with, because of time, exact same thing. Impulse to the downside, inverted head and shoulder, and then pump to the upside. See, kept messing up. Expected this to take us all the way back to this top. That's what I was waiting for. But yep, price is price. But I'm expecting this to be a retest. Come back, broke that level, came back to it, bounce, came back to it again. So I'm expecting a bounce from that level. So if I can get this back to the top where I wanted to get to, that's another 370 pips. But if that doesn't happen, maybe it probably just goes back here, 100 pips, 130 pips, and then comes back down. If that breaks, because this impulse is so strong, so it just feels as though it feels like something that would keep coming down. So if I can get an entry, counter trend trading, this is counter because right now the trend is showing bullish. So probably just yeah, take me back to about 80 pips down here. Yep. So, but again, impulse inverted. Sorry. Which one am I looking for now? Engulfing candle. Just look for engulfing candles in any of these trades. You know, any other candle formation or any other simple pattern that you want to look at, and that's what you look for before taking your trades. Any other confirmation you need to look at before jumping in to a trade. So, okay, that's it for tonight. I'm going to post the recording on the platform for people to watch. And if I have question on here, for those that are here who can answer them, thank you guys, and see you on the other side.